No, no, no. Larry Mack can never get rid of me, ever, ever, ever. We worked together for so many years at Fox, and now I'm so excited to have him here on NASCAR Daily. Hello, my friend. How was your weekend?
It was good. A lot of NASCAR between trucks and Xfinity on Saturday, and of course the Cup race on Sunday. And I took a little time and watched my Crimson Tide play Missouri on Saturday afternoon as well.
Yeah, busy weekend. Did you know today is a sports equinox? This is my McNugget for the day. And that means that every major sport has a game on the same day. What do you think?
Oh wow! So Major League Baseball, obviously the World Series, Monday Night Football, the NBA, they're happening. So I'm glad you shared that with me, Shannon. I'm not sure I would have made it through the day if I didn't have that information.
You could take that one and you can use it today on your Sirius XM radio show. On Track, you can listen to Larry Mack and Danielle Trotta a little bit later. And you're going to have Tyler Reddick on like you do every single week, the big winner. Tell me what you thought of that last lap move, Larry.
Well, honestly, even though he only had two less laps on his tires, or two more laps on his tires than everybody else, I thought once he lost the lead on that restart that he was not going to be able to recover, because we know every lap you have on your tires, it takes time off the stopwatch. But when I saw him drive to the bottom in turns 1 and 2, normally the bottom's not the way, but it just seemed like yesterday, Shannon, the bottom in 1 and 2, there was grip and there was speed. When he got that run at the bottom in 1 and 2 to get by Denny Hamlin, and then got that run down the back straightaway, and I knew what he was going to do in 3 and 4. He was going to go the Tyler Reddick way, and that's right up against the wall. He was not going to be denied. As you say, I talk to him every Monday. He told us last week, he said, if Billy Scott and that group will just bring me a car with the speed like we had at Las Vegas, we will have something for them at Homestead. We know it's been a great racetrack for him in trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. And he knew he was in a must-win situation, and they had some different strategy. They caught that caution just right after making that green flag pit stop,
Yeah.
and it just seemed like everything lined up for that 45 team to find victory lane and now move on to the championship 4.
How hard was that move to make? Because I mean, he just flew by Ryan Blaney. Like it almost reminded me a little bit of Ross Chastain, just kind of going to the outside and riding the rim. Of course, Tyler didn't hit the wall.
Yeah, I think listening to Ryan Blaney's post-race interview, Shannon, it was a combination of Ryan kind of missed his mark getting down into turns 3 and 4, and Tyler just nailed it. I don't think it was all a move that Tyler made. I think it was a little bit of a miss on Ryan Blaney, and he kind of alluded to that on pit road after the race.
What do you think about what's happening with Kyle Larson? Are they going to be able to right this ship and make the championship 4, Larry?
Well, they're only 7 points below the cut line right now, and they do have a win at Martinsville in this Gen 7 car. It's become a pretty good racetrack for him. But what I've seen with Kyle Larson, honestly, yesterday was kind of a tale of his season. It's like he swings for the fence every time. Sometimes he connects for a home run, sometimes he does not. And he's even said being a little bit aggressive gets him in trouble every once in a while, but it's also got him to victory lane 6 times this year in 2024.
Yeah, he's going. I mean, listen, we know that when the championship 4 happens, all bets are off. You have to be aggressive. But when you look at the two guys who are locked in right now, Joey Logano and Tyler Reddick, I just mentioned it a second ago. These guys will do whatever it takes to win a race, to win a championship. It is really kind of laying out to be one heck of a race in Phoenix.
Well, it is. I'm not sure what to think about these two drivers and teams, though, about Phoenix. When you look at Joey Logano, and we know Joey can be very, very dangerous in the playoffs. He has shown it time and time and time again. But when I look at his 3 wins, not to take anything away from his 3 wins, Shannon, they were fuel mileage races at Nashville and Las Vegas, and then the hybrid super speedway track at Atlanta. Now, on the other hand, Tyler Reddick, they seem like they back to bringing that speed week in and week out, because from his win at Michigan back in August up until the speed they brought at Las Vegas, they just were not bearing a lot of fruit with that 45 car. But it looks like they've got the ship righted now. But I think both of those drivers, both of those teams, they've got some work to do over the next week and a half before we do head out west for that championship 4 race at Phoenix.
As we head to Martinsville, it's crazy. You look at the guys that are not locked in yet, and especially the guys below the line. And I mean, it could be anyone's race at Martinsville. Who's scared? Like, who are you most fearful for not making the championship for?
Shannon, this group continues to prove it's the strongest round of 8 drivers that we have ever seen. I mean, these 8 drivers, they've won 24 of our 34 races this year. And I was looking earlier this morning, what's going to be interesting about Martinsville, now I'm sliding Logano and Reddicks aside because we know all they're going to do is go have a little fun playing with some house money up there at Martinsville. But when I look at these other 6 drivers, all of them have a win at Martinsville. But everybody thinks about Denny Hamlin. Let me warn you, he has not won there. He has 5 wins. He has not won there since 2015, 9 years. Chase Elliott has a win there. It was back in 2020. But those other 4 drivers, they have won all the races at Martinsville in the Gen 7 car. I have no idea how you handicap this. William Byron, of course, won when we were there back in the spring. He's got a couple of wins there. Of course, he's 7 points above the cut line. But I think we're going to see what we've seen the last couple of years there. It's going to come down to the final lap, 1 or 2 points making the difference about who advances and who not, because we also do know a minimum of 1 driver will advance based on points.
My final question to you is just Michael Jordan, being able to hear him talk about the victory, being able to see him sitting on that pit wall, watching those crew guys do their pit stops. You've been in the sport for a long time, Larry. What is the value of having him such a huge part of this sport right now?
Yeah, I'm so impressed with Michael Jordan in 23-11. You know, that was their 8th win yesterday, and I think we sometimes forget this is only their 4th year to be a part of the NASCAR. Their first year was 2021, and now they've got a driver going into the championship 4. You know, we've seen a lot of celebrities and sports stars, Shannon, over the years. You've seen it come in and be a part of an ownership of a Cup Series team, but they were non-existent. You never saw them. You'd hear their name. Michael Jordan is there in the trenches with those race teams every single week, and you could tell just how elated he was to see that car get that win yesterday and make it to the championship 4. This guy is absolutely all in, and I think we know when you look at his history, he's all about winning, and that's what that group's doing right now.
So awesome. All right, Larry Mac 28 is where you can find Larry on social media. You can also hear him on track on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. I love you. Thank you for joining us. I miss you. Tell Miss Linda I said hello, and have a great week, Larry.
Well, it's great to do a little segment with you, Shannon. I miss you. You and I go back a long way, and I just know somewhere in the future we're going to be back connected doing more together.
Yes, maybe a little hinting there. I love you, Larry.
All right, love you, girl.